Hi everyone, this is Christian here on YouTube and welcome to this brand new video for the channel. In today's video, I'm actually going to give you the best swing strategy for Forex trading. And this is actually the strategy that I use in order to make a few predictions during the weekend for this specific week, and which led me to make around, let me see, like 30 or something like that percent increase in my account so far. It can be more. Right now I have still a trade active, and I'm going to give you some tips as to how to make money with this specific Forex strategy. So if you want to learn it and if you want to know the details, make sure you stay up until the end of this video. My name is Christian and this is the BLW online trading channel. And in this YouTube channel, I do a lot of software reviews, broker reviews, and just like this one, I give you tips and strategies as to how to make money with online trading. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. With that being said, let's jump into the video. All right, everyone. So right here, I'm on my trading view chart. But before I jump into it, let me show you my broker account. This is the active trade that I have right now with 110 pips in profit, $61 pretty much. My balance right now is showing at $549. And these are my trades of the month. Today's August the 5th. And these are the trades that I have placed so far. Euro JPY, we made a total of 55 pips. USD CAD on the sell option, we made 70 pips. This one was a mistake. Well, not a mistake, but I actually placed a few lots less, just 0.1 lot, and I wanted 0.4. And this was a wrong prediction. It went on the opposite direction, so we lost 41 pips on that one. And on AUD USD, we have a total of 76 pips won so far. This one was close to early. I'm going to show you right now how are the trades actually going. And on Euro USD, which is the order that I have over here opened, we have 110 pips so far in profit, and we will have more. And right here, I'm going to show you the setup that I use in this strategy and how is it that I did it. The first thing that you need to know is that, and this is the signal, by the way, and you can watch the previous videos where I made those predictions. The first thing that you got to do is go to the daily chart, okay? And this is what I had on the daily chart. This is the signal. I predicted that from this area, 1.7763, it was going to start jumping. The actual take profit is at 1.9134. I actually moved it already. I'm gonna explain you why. Right now is at 9332 to 150 pips in profit, and I'm sure it's going to jump in there. So the first thing that you do is actually go to the daily chart, and you're gonna identify the support in the first thing. First thing is that you need to identify the trend. The way to identify the trend is by a moving average. This moving average is this one right here. It's in the period of 50, okay? 50, bottom line. It's a moving average, a regular moving average. So I have it right here on the color green, and I put it like really thick so that I can actually see it. And the way to identify the trend is very simple. It's where the line is actually going. But the way to identify a continuous trend is by looking at how far the moving average is from the actual candlestick. So for instance, right here, the moving average is really far away from the candlestick. So the more, the farthest, it will be the more a continuation of that trend. So for instance, right here, it's far away from the candles and it continued jumping. As soon as it touches, then the trend, it not changes in direction, but it becomes a little bit more stable. So for instance, right here, it dropped all the way over here, but guess what? It continued to jump all the way over here. And this is the uptrend. This is the downtrend, is obviously the opposite right here. You can see it. You know for a fact that once the candles are far away from the moving average, the trend will continue in the same direction. So basically I got an uptrend in here on this specific trade, and we know for a fact that it's going to continue jumping, right? Or the worst case scenario is gonna start bouncing in this area, and then we can determine if it's gonna continue dropping or jumping, I'm sorry. So here's the first indicator, right? Knowing what trend is it. That's the first one. Second thing that you do is that you find a strong support or resistance line on this specific pair. Now, this is very simple. You can go to a weekly or even monthly candlestick period, and then you identify it. Like this right here, I identified this was the resistance line. And since this is an uptrend, I knew, okay, this is going to be broken. Okay. You see two lines in here, but you can just focus on one. Let me go ahead and delete one. This is the one. This is the one that we identified. And right here, this is the take profit level because there is another resistance line in here. Okay. And this is the highest that it has reached ever since 2017. Let me see. No, actually 2018 right here. The highest point was actually reached on February 12th, 2018. So it might come all the way over here. I would say it will come into this area. So basically you identify the highest and the lowest points. And you know for a fact that whenever there's an uptrend, there's always going to be breakouts on the resistance level. The resistance is the highest point. So there are going to be breakouts. So now we can go again to the daily chart. Okay, we know that this is the one that is going to be respected. Why? Once we jump into the 4-hour candles, we notice this. We notice that since this is an uptrend, we see that the price starts going up and then boom, it has a retraction, right? Once it has a retraction, it usually reaches the lowest, a new support level. So it breaks the resistance, and that resistance automatically becomes a new support level. This is the way it works. This is a good resistance level right here. You see it, right? Why? Because it was respected right here. So this is a resistance level right there, right? But once it gets broken, that resistance is going to become a support line for the future candles. So in this area right here, it broke the resistance line, and this now became a support line. So now this is an entry level for a buy option. Okay, obviously this is too far away from what we were looking for, but we can do exactly the same thing on the next levels. Okay, so for instance, let me find one right here. Take a look at this one. This is a support, a resistance that was broken in this area. If you were a short-term period trader, probably you would have entered for a sell option here. But guess what? Since this is an uptrend, it's likely that the resistance is going to be broken. So it was broken, and guess what? We have a new resistance line in here. This is the new one, and this one becomes a support line, which means that whenever it touches, you're gonna actually buy a transaction. Right here, you can see that there was an uptrend here. So what I did when I realized this is that this resistance was actually broken right here. Since it was broken, I said, okay, so once it turns back, this is a new support line. So we're going to continue jumping, right? And it is exactly what it did. Now I realized this around this area, so I didn't really know that the price was going to actually be reached. And then it retracted all the way over here and even got to the latest support level in this one right here. And then boom, it started jumping all the way again. So this is good for swing trades. Why? Because you can actually see movements on look, it's not that we're looking for volatility here. We're looking for an actual consistent trend in order to make as many pips as possible. And take a look, right now it's 116 pips. Okay, so this is what I did in this specific strategy, and it's working really good. Now then you can go and check for 1 hour candles and see what's the movement in short terms, but I usually just check on a daily chart, and that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and take a look at a different example. This one is for a sell option. This is what we did right here. Very simple. Instead of looking for the resistance that was going to be broken, since this is a downtrend clearly in here, we look for a support line to be broken. So I realized that this was broken right here. This was broken. The resistance, the support line was actually broken. Let me just go ahead and move this. The support line was broken. So therefore we have a sell opportunity on this new resistance level, right? So here is where I sent the signal. This was a signal that for more than 1 week, and it started dropping and dropping and dropping. And guess what? It continued to drop. Now, this is where I made the mistake. And the mistake that I made was to think that this support line was going to be respected right here, because it had been respected for the past, like 3-4 months. But no, it continued to drop. So it's probably going to drop all the way over here. This is not a prediction. I'm actually going to stay away from this pair, even though it seems like a continuous downtrend. I know it's going to continue jumping. It's going to start jumping at a certain point. So I took the profits in there, and guess how many pips we made from this area right here. And it's gotten all the way over here. So far it's got 196 pips in profit. All right, and let's take a look at Euro USD for that profit as well. We started here because this is where the signal started, and so far is 128 pips. That's the take profit level. So right now we take a look at the last example that I'm going to show you, and is AUD USD. And we looked at exactly the same. I realized, in this one, we actually take a look at the weekly charts, and we see this support level right here. If you notice, this is a resistance level in this area. So once it got broken, I realized that it was going to continue jumping. And in fact, it seems like there's going to be a change of direction in this specific pair. So I'm most likely sure that this pair will continue jumping even within the next few weeks. But this is exactly what we identified, right? We identified this breakout. So I realized that once this resistance was actually broken, this became a new support line. So whenever it touches this area, it was going to keep on jumping. In fact, it actually kept on moving, and it reached another support line below, but it still continued to jump. So this is a very easy to use strategy. Obviously, it does require some fundamental analysis when you're actually trading in there. Right here, let me see what's the 150 pips is what I have for profit. And this is an extra recommendation that I want to give you. I don't usually do this when I know for a fact that the pair will continue jumping or dropping, but in this specific scenario, what you can do in order to make sure that you actually have some profits, I didn't use stop loss in these trades, but for instance, right here we have 120 pips, so you can easily book your stop loss for 100 pips and increase your take profit. For example, right here 150 or even to 200. And keep on monitoring the movement on this specific pair, because if the worst case scenario is that the price will drop and it will hit the new stop loss, which is 100 pips, it's still profitable, or you can you can continue doing that, because if it doesn't drop and it keeps on jumping, then you keep moving up the stop loss. You can continue doing this for months. Okay, and from one trade, you can end up making hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Now, let's take a look at my balance. You can see that I started, let me get a calculator here. $549 is my profit right now, minus the $108.73. I started the month with $440, and I have made $108. So far, that's, let me see. So far, that's a 24% increase. And this is without counting this one right here. Okay, this one is going to give me 60. I'm looking forward to make $100 with this pair, maybe less. But even with $60, even with $50 more, we're looking that we're gonna hit $600 out of this specific 420 and 40, I'm sorry. That's a 36% increase in this account. Now, obviously this doesn't happen all the time. As long as you actually are accurate at least 50% of your times and your take profit is way higher than your stop loss, then you're good to go. Just so you guys know. But I wanted to teach you this strategy. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think? I'm gonna have some predictions obviously on Sunday morning so that you guys can enter these trades on Monday. So let me know in the comment section below, what do you think of this strategy? Thank you very much for watching this video, and if you guys have any questions, you can put it in the comment section below, and I'll be glad to answer those comments as soon as I can. And thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe and smash the like button, and I'll see you on the next one.